Today's discussion mainly surrounded the Atma Nirbhar loan, which has been taken by the MeECL in order to pay the dues of all the power generation companies, dues which have been there for the past 10 plus years, which has amounted to over 1,300 crores, along with surcharges. While discussing this issue, and as I explained in the last press conference that we had, that the REC and the PFC have put conditions on the government of Meghalaya and the MeECL while dispersing these loans. We have received the first tranche of the loan, and before releasing the second tranche, which is again 600 crores plus, the PFC, REC, and the Power Department in general have stressed on two options. The first option is that Government of Meghalaya give full budgetary support for the repayment of this loan, along with interest, which would amount to close to 2,000 crores in the next 10 years. Or give a partial budgetary support along with certain restructuring within the MeECL, which would be in the form of giving distribution franchisees to REC and PFC. So these were the two options that were given to us by the Government of India, Power Department, and specifically the REC. These matters have been discussed in detail with the Power Department, the Power Minister, and the MeECL management. From day one, the MeECL and the Power Department and the Power Minister himself have stressed that state government should give full 100% budgetary support without going for DF. On the other hand, the Finance Department felt that since the amount is huge, and in order to reduce the budgetary provisions and obligations on the finance and the state government as a whole, certain amount may be given as budgetary provision, and certain restructuring in terms of DF may be done in the interest of finance. Let me also clarify, which there have been a lot of concerns in the public also, that distribution franchises are not something that are new. Distribution franchises have been there for a long time, and there are many distribution franchises that are there working even as we speak. A large number of them are in Garo Hills, some are there in Khasi Hills also, and some are there in Jayante Hills also. So across the state, the DFs have been there for quite some time. It's not a new concept. With that background, yesterday, the Power Department, led by the Power Minister himself and the Chairman of MeECL, had a detailed meeting with me, which lasted for quite some time, where they have shown the different aspects of power and also different steps that they will take to ensure that the reforms take place to achieve the overall revenue that is expected, and also to reduce the AT&C losses if given a chance. And they stressed again yesterday that the DF option should not be taken. Similarly, I had a meeting and a discussion with the employees of MeECL also, and they have also expressed similar concerns in line with what the Honorable Minister Power has said, that DF option may not be taken and state government may give full budgetary provision, and the MeECL and its staff and engineers and the department would work together to ensure that the different targets that in case are put in will also be achieved. Today in the Cabinet, all these aspects of what are the pros of going with DF, what are the cons of going with DF, and similarly, what are the pros and cons of not going with DF, were presented to the Cabinet. It was also clarified to the Cabinet that these funds are going to come out from the same pool of resources that the state government has. So therefore, any payment or any support that is given, which will be, as I said, a budgetary provision, will come out, in case we have to pay, will come out from the overall development budget of the state, therefore impacting the overall development aspect also. So all these aspects were made very clear to the Cabinet. And in the Cabinet meeting, I also expressed the concerns that the Power Minister had given, and the Cabinet also heard that. And considering the request that has been put in by the Power Minister, the Power Department, the MeECL management, and the MeECL employees, and giving the commitment that reforms will take place, the Cabinet today decided that we will give a chance to the MeECL and to the Power Department with 100% budgetary support for the Atma Nirbhar loan. But this support of 100% will come along with certain targets that need to be met in a time-bound manner. And number two, that there has to be some kind of a security in terms of mortgage of assets to the government of Meghalaya to ensure that there is some kind of safety and security for the state government also. So with that, we concluded the meeting, and we have asked the Finance Department and the Power Department to work out in detail the different targets that the Power Department and MeECL specifically will achieve, and based on that, we will move forward. But to REC and to PFC, we will be informing them that the 100% budgetary support will be given by the state government, which is what REC and PFC also wanted in the initial stage. But keeping the finances in mind, the state government's finance department felt that we should change that, and that is when the changes came in. So therefore, REC and PFC will not have any issue with this either. They will be happy when state government gives a budgetary support to them. So that was the decision that was taken today in the Cabinet. I'm free for any questions if you have.